Y finca un down, mo ka sanji ga so ken to ka te ka ga.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Ion Inyo. Today we're honored to have the amazing, the wonderful Danielle Sexton, Inyo County Clerk.
Thank you, Jimmy.
And everything else.
Inyo County Clerk, Recorder, Registrar of Voters.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Mouthful.
You just sit there with your feet on the desk and drink coffee all day, right?
I wish. Yes. Elections just do themselves. It's an easy job. No.
So Danielle was very gracious.
But I love my job. But we put in a long days.
And yeah, we just spent a half an hour talking about stuff. So she really loves her job, and I really love how she loves her job. So we have an election coming up.
We do. So election day is November 4th. And there's lots going on with that. So I know one of the questions you asked me is, when do ballots go out? Ballots always get mailed out 29 days before election day. So ballots were mailed out earlier this month. So you should have received your ballot by now. And you can return your ballot by mail. You can drop it off at one of our official ballot drop boxes. Those are picked up by us. They are picked up by me personally in Big Pine, and then my staff in Bishop and Lone Pine, and we have a drop box in Independence. So that is a very easy and secure way to get us your ballots. You can bring them to us in Independence. And you can also drop off your mailed ballot at any polling location in California, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah. So if you're out of town and you have your ballot with you, as long as you sign your envelope and it's inside of our Inyo County envelope, you can give it to another county in California and they will get it to us.
That's outstanding. Now, has my polling place moved?
It is. So all of our polling places, first of all of our polling places are fully staffed. A huge shout out to our community that puts this together and volunteers. They are paid, but we refer to them as paid volunteers. But we couldn't do our election without these people stepping forward and doing these jobs of manning the polling places. So it was very awesome on how fast our polling places filled up. So they are manned, but they did move again. So traditionally, we always had it at the fairgrounds, and a law had changed that requires us to do pull-up curbside voting, which requires us to have a building that you can pull up next to. And the fairgrounds, you can't do that. The parking lot was too far from the building for the requirements that we had. So that's why the change. Our main location is now the Barlow Lane Gym here in Bishop. The main location for Bishop. Yep. The main locations for Big Pine, Independence, and Lone Pine have not changed. So we have a polling place at the courthouse in the downstairs courtroom in Independence. In Big Pine, it is at the Big Pine Town Hall, and in Lone Pine, it is at the Statham Hall. And so those are staying the same. The Barlow Lane Gym, we are utilizing again. It is a beautiful facility. It's huge. They're an amazing partner. We love that location. The parking is perfect. So our secondary location in Bishop, which is a much smaller location, and it's designated for voters who live in city limits, and that will be at the Bishop Senior Center behind the park. So a lot of people like to go to the one in town because they're in town. But if you don't, which you are welcome to, any Inyo County voter can vote at any Inyo County location because of our new digital rosters. But if you go to a facility that you're not designated to, it's not staffed for the volume outside of its assignment. So you will expect longer waiting times, and it will be tough on that polling place. But we will absolutely accommodate. Now, another thing with the new location of the Bishop Senior Center, which we love the location, the parking is great, the access is great, and it gives the seniors who get their lunch there direct access to voting, but they do have lunch there. So between 11 and 1, we're requesting to kind of ease the congestion between 11 and 1. So if you'd like to vote at the Senior Center, if it's not your designated location, we would do request that you try not to come between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. To not crowd the location. Yes. Yeah. But if this works out, this could become a regular. If it's too busy and too disruptive to the lunch program, we will have to move again. So we're going to find out. Yeah.
Because last time I went to the Barlow gym, the people were just, everybody was amazing.
They are.
The parking was outstanding. And it was just,
Isn't that a beautiful gym too? It's like, I really like get people out there, and it's a good location, and it's fully staffed for the majority of the Bishop voters, because the majority, like I said, if you're not living within the city limits of Bishop, you are assigned to that Barlow Lane gym, and it's staffed to handle that volume. And a big thanks to all of our student poll workers. We have juniors and seniors with excellent grades and recommendations from the schools are allowed to come and work at the polling sites. It gives them the opportunity to learn democracy firsthand and see the process in action, and to be a part of it. And we get we actually had to put some on a waiting list. We let all the seniors participate, and then we're like, well, make sure we get them in June if they didn't get to participate this time. But they know those digital rosters very well, and they are fast learners. So they're a big part of our success.
have them put the phone down before they go to work?
Yes. Well, as much as possible, right? Yes, when we're not looking, I'm sure.
So how do I know that I've been sent a ballot, and how do I know if you've received it?
That's an excellent question. I have a tool for you. Yeah. So elections.inyocounty.us is our website, and I have it right on our home screen. If you put in your information and you ask for your name and birth date, and you put that in, it'll tell you that a ballot's been issued to you, and if we received it back, it'll say that we've received it. That information comes directly from our office, from our system. Myself or Caroline Knott with our office, at the end of each night, we upload a report to our system for access to that tool. And so it's direct information from our system.
Now, where did you hide the tool? Is that hidden on like page 9,000 or the bottom of the page?
It is on the bottom of the page, but there's a link at the top of that page. So it's right on our main home screen is the tool. But the original location where that tool will jump to is under mail ballot processing. So there is a page all dedicated to how to vote by mail, and it's at the bottom of that page.
That's great.
Yeah.
I hate it.
So
Just go to our website.
Just go to a link.
Where? That's the button right in the middle on the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a big bold bar. Right underneath it, we have another tool. And this was a brand new tool. So that tool we've had for a long time. I just feel like it was probably hidden on the vote by mail page. So right on the home page. So that was a change. But a new tool we've added right underneath that is a bar to type in your address. You type in your address, and it'll tell you your voting location and all your voting option and additional information about this election.
Outstanding.
It's really cool. It was a free tool issued by an agency. The link to that is on our website. I don't want to get their name on right off the top, but more
Dominion, is it?
information. It's not. No, Dominion is just tabulators and reports. So no, this was. There's so many awesome partners out there that provide assistance to election offices that I think I know which one it is, but I would hate to misspeak. So, but I do have a link to where I'm getting that information from right on that tool.
That sounds just about perfect. And now, I fall deathly ill on voting day.
Okay.
And I can't take my ballot in. What do I do, like 2 days later?
No, not 2 days later.
Not 2 days later?
No, election day is the last day you can vote.
Okay.
So if you cannot leave your house and you want to vote, you call me, because we have a tool called it's a remote accessible vote by mail. And it'll allow me to send you a secure link and a passcode, and you will receive an email where you can fill out a ballot. You do have to print it, and you do have to fax it to me, but it has that option where you can print and fax an email. It was originally made, and we utilize it for all overseas military and overseas civilians. So it's called RAVBM, Remote Accessible Vote by Mail. But it was also opened up for ADA tools. So if people are homebound, if people have any sort of physical requirement to stay home, it allows that person in their home to cast their ballot secretly on their computer without a caregiver. So it's a very cool tool.
That's cool.
And it will print an envelope template that you do have to put it in, and you do have to sign it. No mail ballot can come to us without that signature. big part of our security.
So there's
Signatures.
pretty much no reason not to vote this vote.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody needs to get out and vote. I always said I love my job, but one of the things I love about my job is that I get to do it here in Inyo County. We always have one of the highest turnouts. We always have a huge participation, and we have the kindest communities. And I greatly value how involved our community gets and how nice we are to each other. So keep it up, Inyo County, because I always get to brag to the other state officials who don't have it as easy as I do. So yeah, we always have a high turnout. We always have successful elections, and I keep that bar.
Outside, it's great to live here. This is just a great place all the way around.
Yeah, we are lucky.
Except there's no In-N-Out burger.
Oh, no.
So I asked Danielle about this earlier. She was very gracious to address it. There's rumors going around that the envelopes in certain counties have holes in them. And the holes allow you to see how you voted on a Prop 50.
Yeah, I've seen that too. There's a couple counties I know it's becoming, I've seen a lot of media attention on that. Inyo County, so Inyo County does not have holes in the envelope. I'll say that right away. We do not do that.
We're unholy.
Sadly, yes. But so every envelope, all election materials, from the voter information guides that we mail out to the envelopes to the ballots, they all have strict requirements on how our design needs to be. But I personally design all the stuff for Inyo County. So I design our envelope, I design our ballots. They're all very similar county to county because they're, especially with the ballots, there's very strict rules you must abide by. But the design, whether it has a hole or not, that is a decision. Now, for larger counties, they're saying it's required for their vote by mail processing, and then also so the voter knows where the signature is, and then that's why the hole is right there by the signature line. We don't have those needs in Inyo County, so I don't know if there's a better design to do what they need it to do without doing that, but yeah, I've heard the solution is people fold their ballot the other way and mail it back, but I also feel like you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to think about that if you're not paying attention to it. So I get the necessity, and I also think it's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes. And I apologize if I didn't make it totally clear. So if someone sees the ballot and they see that this hole is marked and you don't want that, you could throw it away.
You can.
Is there potential for voter suppression, actually? Voter fraud.
That's something else. I was thinking the voter. The voter can throw it away. The voter puts that in there and go, I don't want this. I've ruined my envelope. They can call them and say, I've spoiled my envelope and I need another ballot. They can get another envelope and ballot issued to them. Absolutely. But I see what you're saying is
the miscreants.
Could somebody technically do something? If it would be very hard pressed that somebody would do that. Our ballots come to us in two ways. Well, three. I mean, the voter can directly hand it to us. Our staff pick it up. And the USPS can mail it to us. So the United States Postal Service is a federal agency, so those are federal employees. And so if any sort of abuse like that would be happening either in my office or at the USPS, I mean, those are very high-ranking felony offenses. So, I would hope that would deter people from tossing a ballot. But it's one of the reasons we don't put holes in our ballot. It's not the first election that this has happened, and we can work around not having those things.
It's just, for me, it seems like if you want to avoid the appearance of impropriety, no holes.
No holes.
Make it simple and safe.
Yeah, but I'm also spoiled here in Inyo County where I have 10,000, just under 11,000 registered voters. So we process around 8,000 ballots, where those larger counties process 800, if not over 1 million. Their process requirements could be different. You don't know what you don't know. So I do know that the registrars in those counties do take their jobs very seriously, and they do uphold the integrity of elections. So I could only assume that they're taking the heat for this, and if there's ability to make changes, they will. But they must have a process that's different than ours. But it does make me appreciate ours. Here in Inyo County, we don't have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, to reiterate really quickly.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
You go to the website and say, have I been mailed a ballot?
Yes.
Okay, so you get your ballot, you fill it out, you can take it to you.
Yeah.
You can put it in a Dropbox, which is only picked up by your personnel.
Our staff.
Or your staff.
Election night, we do hire people to pick those up because our staff are busy on election night. But other than election night, they are picked up directly by us.
Or you can vote at Barlow or the senior center. Barlow Gym is the senior center.
Bishop, yep. So Bishop voters can vote at the Barlow Lane Gym. If you live in the city limits, you can vote at the Bishop Senior Center behind the park. Or any Inyo County voter can vote at any location. So you can vote at Big Pine Town Hall, the Independence Basement Courtroom, or at Lone Pine Statham Hall. We had people coming from southern Inyo, which is so cool because they are too far for us to be able to staff a polling place out there. And I got to meet a couple voters from Darwin that got to vote in person for the first time because of the new digital rosters. Yeah.
That's great.
So if people want to make the trek over, you get to vote in person.
And if I can't take my ballot in, you have a special provision? I'm deathly ill.
Okay, yes. If you're deathly ill and there's no way, you're like, it's election day and now I can't leave my house, contact me and contact our office and we will email you a link that just has to be back to us before 8 o'clock. We will not accept a ballot after 8 o'clock or that's not postmarked by 8 o'clock. Postmarks. That's another topic we need to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. The state... We're constantly communicating with the Secretary of State's office and our cohorts and other counties and also with USPS. There's been a lot of discussion right now about the hardships of getting ballots postmarked on Election Day if voters are giving them to the post office or dropping them off at a blue box on Election Day. Because if there is a chance for those to get picked up and not stamped that day.
Yes.
If they're dropped in our elections boxes, if they are dropped in an official ballot collection box, they will absolutely be marked that day because we'd lock them at 8 o'clock at night. But if you drop them off in a USPS mailbox, even if you drop it off at the post office, but you're not handing it to someone asking for a postmark, the USPS has stated they cannot guarantee that ballots giving them to them in any form on Election Day are postmarked on Election Day. They said if you are mailing your ballot, if you are turning your ballot in the week of election week, to just do it in person or give it directly to the elections office. So, and I say election week, I mean, it's on a Tuesday, so maybe like Tuesday to Tuesday, maybe a week before election day. So when in doubt, either go into the post office and ask the postman at the counter, please stamp it, postmark it right now. If it is postmarked on election day, we will process it. But USPS cannot guarantee the postmarks if you give them to them at last minute. That's a big topic right now.
That's great.
So,
and when do you have all the ballots counted and sterilized and corrected? And
that's a big question. That's all right. So we start on the Friday before Election Day. We will start our process for opening ballots. So none of the mailed ballots, when we receive them in, we check the signatures. We validate that voter has voted and that signature is good. And then we put them in a bucket, marked good. That count is reconciled with how many people are voted. And then we bring in members of our community, again, our paid volunteers, so just members of their community that are wanting to work in the elections. And they count everything, confirm that the number of ballots we have are the same amount of voters that have voted. Then they turn them all face down because they don't see their names. They turn them all face down. They open them and they shell them. And then they put the envelopes away. So now we have a whole stack of ballots, but we don't know whose they are. We count those. Does the count still match? And then those get scanned, tallied on our machines. And then the tally count confirms that's how many people voted. So at every step, we confirm that the raw count is exactly how many people voted. And then those are locked up. So that starts on the Friday before Election Day. So on Election Day, our first report is generated at 8 p.m. on Election Day. And that is the first time I even get to see the reports. So no reports are generated until 8 p.m. on election night, and then that's immediately posted on our website and a whole bunch of other things. We have to report to the state. We have to upload it to our website, and we give it to news outlets. And then about every 2 hours election night, we'll continue to update that report. Now, we'll receive a whole bunch of mailed ballots on Election Day because people will just drop off their signed, sealed envelopes on Election Day. And so we'll continue processing that within a week. Also, I mentioned how you can drop off your signed, sealed ballot at any California county. Well, we'll continue receiving those for about a week. Now, ballots that are postmarked by Election Day, we can receive those. We're required to receive those actually by state law for 7 days after Election Day. We usually get them all around 3 or 4 days. But if one comes in on that 7th day, it will continue to be accepted. And then we process all of those. Then we process provisional ballots. So if you will receive a mailed ballot if you register to vote within 15 days before the election. Before 15 days before the election day. So 15 days before the election day to election day, if you registered to vote in those 15 days, you would have to vote provisionally, which means your vote would stay in a sealed envelope until your voter registration was processed and accepted and you were put as a voter in our system. And then we will process your ballot. Part of that process, and that's even true if you go to the polls and, oh, that's not my address anymore. I have changed my address. You have to vote provisionally. So part of the process of provisional ballots is not only to update the voter registration, but to audit, is this voter supposed to vote here in Inyo County? So we process those after that 7th day, after all the mailed ballots are checked in on who's already voted. And it's just part of the audit process. Then we process provisionals. And then the thing that holds every election result up, because I could have our results done within a week. I have to wait that 7 days. I could have our election completely completed, definitely 10 days after an election. I'm not allowed to. If a voter doesn't sign their envelope, or if their signature just does not match what we have on record as their signature, we send them a signature verification letter. We tell them your ballot cannot be counted until we receive your signature. We are required to accept those letters. I mean, these are ballots that were received by or before Election Day. These letters are...
Sorry.
So, go. Ready?
Go.
So these are ballots that, no, I'm going to, this might play, the ballots have to be received by Election Day, and the letters go out right away. But we are required by law to wait, and they just changed the law again. I want to say it's 22 days after Election Day. I believe that's what it is, and it's different by election type. It's a strange setup they have. There's still other ones that say 2 days before you certify, but you can't certify until the 28th day after Election Day. These ones here are shortening it just a little bit, but they're not, because it's like cutting off right at Thanksgiving vacation.
Yes.
And I don't make my staff work on holidays, so it kind of delays the results a little bit for that long weekend. So I think that's unfortunate. But for larger counties, they do require more time to process to make sure that as many ballots to get processed can get processed. But last year, we only had 5 outstanding pending signatures, and we cannot certify until and at that time, because again, the laws just changed to like the 22-day mark. That time it was the 28-day mark. We could not certify because we didn't have those 5 signatures. And by that 28th day deadline, none of those 5 ballots were signed. We even went door to door. There were 5 people in Bishop We went to their houses. We never got an answer. They didn't answer their door. So we couldn't even talk. We called. We taped notes. We tried to get those signatures. I wanted to certify the election. So if you're voting by mail, please sign your envelope. It really matters. If we don't have any outstanding signatures, we can certify. We can be done. And I could almost guarantee we could be done so like 10 days after the election. I do like to wait until after the audit, which we are doing the audit on November 19th. We're having our audit. And so we have paid volunteers, members of the public, come in. They randomly draw a precinct. They hand count every single ballot in that precinct, and they validate that our tabulated report has the same count that they have. And it always does. So our audits are pretty awesome.
Can we watch the audit, or is it?
It's open to the public. Absolutely. We do have a process called an observer panel. So if you want to observe any part of the election, including the polling places, including the pre-logical and accuracy, which we just completed on Saturday, I can tell you about that. We call it pre-lat, but it's pre-logical and accuracy testing of our tabulation system. You can watch the audit. You can watch any process we do. So if you sign up as an observer, you get a list of all the things and all the you get a list of our whole schedule and say, come join us, watch us. Unlike our election workers, the observers is not a paid position. It's just if you want to come watch, we just make them wear a badge. We identify who they are. We know why they're present. It's a security issue on that level. But we absolutely encourage observers to come watch. Yeah.
We live in a great country. We have open elections, open processing. You can watch the process.
Absolutely. Well, it's your process.
It's our process.
That's the thing. I am a public servant, and I it's one of the things I really value about what I do. I love serving our community. I love doing this for the people, and I love getting them involved. And I love showing off our system. I mean, I do have my dream job between the clerk recorder's office and dealing with the history of our county. I get to marry people. I think that's my favorite part of my job. I am the Inyo County Commissioner of Civil Marriages. Yeah. So
are you the old Justice of the Peace? Did they change the name, or is that different?
Marriages used to be done through the courts, and long before my time, it was switched over to the county clerk's office. So it's a title I inherited by becoming the county clerk.
Wow.
Yeah. But then the history in our county, like every single document for all land, it's a very cool thing. We can do a whole nother meeting on the importance of a clerk recorder in the county. We should do that sometime. But yeah, so elections, it's huge passion, but all of it is about public service and serving literally this amazing community.
Let's talk about the most important thing now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How'd your nephew do on Friday night?
My nephew's awesome. William Gratz is on the BUHS JV team, and they are just an amazing group of kids. So go Blue.
Go Blue. Danielle Sexton, thank you very much for coming. It's always a pleasure. Yeah. And we hope to see you after the election. Hopefully the torches and pitchforks, they don't show this year.
No, nothing but love from our community. Thank you. Thank you for being nice to me. I am here for you. If anybody from the public is interested in what we do, if they want to sign up to receive recruitment letters to be a worker in the future, or if you just want to say, hey, what's up with your tabulations? I would love to show you our system, and I am an open book, and I am here to serve you. So call me.
And one more
maybe after November 4th, but call me.
One more time, what's your website?
Elections.inyocounty.us.
This is Jimmy T with Ion Inyo Mono with the amazing Danielle Sexton.
Hello, my name is Brad Ballant, and I'm the local assigner for the Mojave Desert Officials Association. We are looking for officials and people that want to come out and make a difference in our students and our children's and our families, our community's lives. So we're looking for officials that are people that love sports, love to be active in their community and want to join a great team. You can contact me at brad.ballant, that's BALINT 724 @gmail.com. Good luck and good sportsmanship.